Hi, I'm Rachel, and this is my September 2025 book haul. I've chosen a questionable time to film because outside in my condo building they are testing the fire alarms this week, but today they shouldn't be explicitly on my floor, so hopefully there won't be a lot of noise coming through. We'll see. But anyway, this should also be kind of short and sweet, but it's a special book haul month for me too because I got both of these books signed. And so I went to author events and certainly had a whole lot of fun there. So the first book I'll hold up is Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. You might have seen this before on my BookTube channel because I made a whole video about the National Book Festival where Adichie was one of the main speakers. She is a beloved literary fiction writer, and this, I think, is her first novel in a decade, so she was swarming with fans. I actually decided to get my book early just in case I didn't get it at the book festival. I got it at East City Books, which is near me at work. It's a Capitol Hill bookstore, but then the National Book Fest also had a new bookmark this year. It's especially special for the 25th year anniversary. So I don't know, maybe I'll take out the East City book one and use it for another book. I'm not sure. I have so many bookmarks, it feels like they should just live permanently in the books sometimes, and some of them might. But anyway, so the National Book Festival, I'll link to the video again down below. You know, it's a huge, sprawling book festival, and, you know, when it comes to getting a book signed like this, you basically have to make a choice. Either you can go to the author's talk, or you can stand in line to get the book signed. And this year, actually, at the festival, I think the volunteers tried to curb, you know, the super long lines and where people would be waiting forever and maybe most of them wouldn't get their book signed by saying you could only get in line for the hour before the signing started. And I was there waiting to get entrance to the signing space before the hour started, and there was still a bunch of people in line before me. I don't know, it was like signing into Southwest Airlines or something like that. So anyway, I still had to wait, I think, a good hour or so, and there were like plenty of like sublines behind me. It was growing larger and larger. I'm not quite sure that everyone could get their book signed. And I saw a bunch of people brought like, you know, a variety of Adichie's old books, you know, hoping they could get them signed. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that the staff didn't really allow that, that we could only get one book signed and it couldn't be personalized to try to keep the line moving so that, you know, as many of us as possible, you know, could get some FaceTime with Adichie. So I was lucky. I did, you know, get my book signed, and as I shared in my National Book Fest video, I have a picture even. So I was lucky. I was able to get my book signed, at least with her name, and for something a little more special, at least the staff, the volunteer staff, were gracious enough to offer to take photos of each of us with Adichie signing our books. So I do have proof that this is not just a generic signature and that this was the result of me actually meeting the author in person, which is kind of special to me. That's why I really like getting signatures from books, from, you know, personal events with them. So I'm really happy. You know, I'm very excited to read Adichie's new book, and I'm glad to have met her because I really do love her writing, and it was a very special event. But the next author event that I attended a couple days later at local bookstore Politics and Prose, it was quite a bit different. I attended that event to get The Bells by Lacey Dunham, who once upon a time, years and years and years ago, we were in a writing class together, and I kept following her on social media and saw that, you know, her debut book was about to drop, and I was able to make it to her launch event at Politics and Prose. So that was really fun, and so this was a lot more intimate, you know, than the National Book Festival. You know, first of all, I could definitely attend her talk and then get the book signed, and she remembered me, which is kind of crazy when you think we were in a class 10 to 15 years ago, but maybe that was because I did kind of reach out to her a few months ago on Instagram. So, and she was so gracious about it, and, you know, she had the time and energy to really talk briefly with everybody who got their book signed. Of course, she had lots of family and friends there from a variety of avenues, and hopefully a variety of interested readers too. I have to say, she wrote a Southern Gothic novel. It's not my usual stomping grounds, and I'm excited to, you know, give it a go because I do think I read some Southern Gothic works when I was younger, in my, YA years. This is an adult novel, historical fiction. I've also mentioned it in a video I did about historical fiction releases this year. She also had a lot of really fun goodies at her launch event. She had cupcakes, and she also had personalized bookmarks, and this is a lace bookmark, which goes with some of the themes of the book, I believe. This is also supposed to, I think, be lace on the cover. So this is, pretty cool to have as a bookmark that'll definitely live in this book. And anyway, here's the signature too, where I'm really grateful she had the time to really go above and beyond with some sort of personalization. Lacey also had all attendees who wanted to sign a copy of her book, to memorialize her debut night. And she made an Instagram reel of the event where she herself was taking selfies with as many people as would agree to do so. So I actually went and I took a freeze frame of the two of us from her reel. Her first week launch of the Bells, because she, went to other events as well in the coming days. And I'll link to the entire reel down below. I myself also made Instagram posts for both of these events, the National Book Festival and then Lacey's debut launch. I was able to add music to the first time to Bookstagram, so that was fun. And I link my Bookstagram, to every video I do, but yes, that link is down below. And that about covers it for me now. I'll also have links to the Goodreads pages for both of these books in case you'd like to learn more about them. And I hope to be back on this channel in the imminent future. Speaking of writers and writing classes, I have my own quarterly writing goals I like to try and meet every 3-4 months, and I plan them for myself and I try to reach them, and if I can't, a certain SEPTA will have to come visit me, so stay tuned to see if that happens. And with that, in my corner of the world in the DC area, we are heading into the final quarter of 2025, into the autumn season for us, so I hope you have some exciting books on the horizon. And if you're able to meet authors and get your book signed, I hope they're as fun and memorable as my experiences have been. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.